Suddenly, out of the darkness, the team spots something massive. Could it be the missing hull bottom that they were looking for?
Okay, Bridge, we assume that we're sitting on the piece here. You gotta wake the scientists up.
That's the line.
The scientists are roused out of bed to verify the discovery.
Do you see the CVK on your right of the screen?
Just about 4:30, I had a knock on the door with a very pleased announcement that we found it. We came right down on it. What it was a huge section of the bottom of the ship. I am sure that those who look for the beauty of chandeliers would yawn over it, but to an engineer, it was magnificent.
For the team, the phantom piece is quite an impressive find.
At that point, because that's where
They calculate it's a staggering 92.5 feet across.
This is a pretty big piece here.
It spanned the entire width of Titanic.
Looking 290. Try a few different things on this sonar here.
It also exceeds 26 feet in length. Its tattered condition provides testimony to its incredible story. The fact that the edges are bent and not cracked indicates that it was slowly pulled apart. Unlike the decks above, it did not give way rapidly. In the center of the piece is a massive beam called the keel. Given its tortuous appearance, it was probably the very last part of the ship to break. With this evidence, it now seems likely that when Titanic disappeared beneath the ocean waves, she was still in one piece. But somewhere in the first 500 feet, the hull bottom finally gave way. Here, the bow and stern began their separate and very different journeys. Ironically, Titanic's keel, the last section to give way during the breakup, was the first piece laid down during the ship's construction.
When these ships were built, they were built from the bottom up. The first thing you laid was the double bottom. This is the backbone of the ship. It was the last line of defense in the end. It was the last thing holding that ship together.
A storm front moves in, threatening the operation. Paul Mathias and the crew of Nautil are retrieved from dangerous seas. The harsh conditions of the deep begin to take a toll on his photographic equipment. Salt water also corrodes connectors, seals, and wires.
Because it sets right on top. Well, we've been faced with challenges. That is the way this one is. It just has one. Taking this equipment to a couple hundred feet pales by comparison to taking to 13,000 feet. And there, the environment is vicious. It's very tough on connectors, connections, wiring of any kind, and it's salt water, so it's very corrosive. Okay, so why don't we try to connect?
The crew on Ocean Voyager is also running into some problems of its own.
It looks like the compass is turning a little bit.
You should be 180 relative.
Rough seas are making it difficult for the captain to hold the ship steady above the wreck site.
It's tracking, whereas it wasn't before.
Good.
As she drifts, she drags Magellan, endangering the ROV.
Come on! Left turn, Kurt!
Left turn.
Left down!
Left
now!
turn, left turn.
Magellan has to be retrieved.
Okay, hold back.
At the surface, the 2.5-ton vehicle is tossed around like a toy.
I'm trying to turn, it's stuck.
Now, you got slack. Go, go, go.
I'm
Turn.
The crew wrangles Magellan's cable as it's pulled from the ocean.
Roger that.
You gotta move that arm, Kurt.
I am, I'm trying to lift it up.
All right, easy on tucking him up, Troy.
Roger, roger.
Kill your depressor light.
Forceful winds kick at the crane,
Lights off.
making it difficult to dock the robot.
Watch your head, come back to the right.
All stop. All stop.
Crews quickly scramble to anchor Magellan safely to the ship.
Stop.
Stan, don't get in between there and the deck. Easy boom down.
Coming down slow.
Now all they can do is wait out the weather.
How am I looking on the handrails there?
Hurricane Bonnie is now moving quickly up the coast, threatening the expedition.
If it's moving at 15 miles an hour to the north.
The team takes the storm seriously, and they have to decide whether to risk staying or to run for cover.
That means it's moving almost 4 times faster than we are. The remnants of this could be debilitating on the ship itself.
Leaving means giving up the expedition.
I mean, I just want to object that I think if we break off site right now, we are effectively giving up the second leg. That's my opinion. I don't think that
Could
we're
be
going
very
to.
much like that.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to get back here and get any really effective plan done.
The decision is made to wait and see if the storm changes course. Accurately predicting weather at sea is a matter of life and death. Mistakes can be fatal, just as they were with Titanic. The night of the disaster, the ocean was as flat and placid as a lake. But the calm seas were misleading. Lurking in the darkness, dangerous icebergs drifted further south, occupying waters where they were seldom seen. A small miscalculation led to colossal catastrophe. Today, other forces are destroying Titanic. The great ship is slowly disappearing. Some scientists believe her steel is actually being eaten away by deep-sea bacteria. As the bacteria consume the ship, they create the rust-like structures dubbed rusticles that blanket nearly every surface of Titanic. Rusticles also decimate her interiors. Once glamorous, they're being transformed into grotesque and haunting chambers. Little by little, the rusticles are devouring Titanic. And nobody can say for sure how long until the great ship is gone forever.
There is some talk of rewriting
Dr. Roy Cullimore is trying to gauge how quickly the rusticles are destroying Titanic.
Idolizing the machines that can break the genetic